It's Tuesday night, 11:47 p.m. You open your banking app, not because you want to, because you have to. Your rent hits on Friday, and right now your account says $214. That's it. $214 after taxes, after that reasonable car payment, after the gym membership you keep meaning to cancel. And the most terrifying part? You make decent money. Like actually decent money. So where does it go? If you don't understand what I'm about to show you, you will spend the next 30 years working for money that never actually works for you. That's not an opinion, that's math, and I'm gonna prove it. There's a hidden calculation that sits underneath every financial decision you make. Most people never see it. The system isn't designed for you to see it. And today, I'm gonna show it to you. But first, I need you to understand just how bad the situation actually is. Hello, I'm Stickman, and I spend way too much time thinking about why smart, hardworking people stay broke their entire lives. If you're someone who earns a solid income, but somehow feels like you're always one unexpected bill away from financial disaster, hit that subscribe button, because that feeling has a name, it has a cause, and more importantly, it has a cure. Give this video a thumbs up if it helps you out. It genuinely helps more people find it. All right, let's get into it. The brutal truth. According to the Federal Reserve's 2023 survey of consumer finances, the median American family has less than $8,000 in liquid savings. The top 1% owns more wealth than the entire bottom 90% combined. Here's what nobody tells you. 90% of people in this country will retire without enough money to maintain their current lifestyle. Not without enough to be rich, without enough, period. And look, I know what you're thinking. Stickman, I'm different. I have a 401k. I'm investing. Are you though? Because the average 401k balance for someone in their 40s is around $93,000. Sounds okay, right? Wait, what? $93,000? At the standard 4% safe withdrawal rate, which, by the way, some financial researchers are now calling dangerously optimistic in 2026, that's $3,720 per year. That's $310 a month. You cannot retire on $310 a month. Not in America, not on this planet. So what's actually going wrong? And here's where I need you to stay with me, because I'm about to introduce you to something I call the hidden math. And once you see it, you genuinely cannot unsee it. The high salary trap. Now here's the part that's going to genuinely frustrate you, because this doesn't just affect average earners. Let me tell you about Jhony. Jhony is 34. He's a project manager at a tech firm in Austin. He earns $95,000 a year. He got a promotion last year, $15,000 raise. He was thrilled. Life was good. 12 months later, Jhony has less money in savings than before the raise. How? Lifestyle creep. Look, the moment Jhony got that raise, his brain did something deeply human. It said, I can afford better now. New apartment, $400 more a month. New car lease, $350 more a month. Nicer restaurants, weekend trips, upgraded subscriptions. Let's do the math. $15,000 raise divided by 12 equals $1,250 a month gross. After federal income tax and FICA, that's roughly $875 net. He spent $750 more a month on lifestyle upgrades. He banked $125. That's his raise. But here's where the math gets really dark. That $125 a month he's so-called saving, he's putting it in a regular savings account, earning 0.4% interest. Meanwhile, a high-yield savings account, an HYSA, was paying over 4.5% APY in 2024. That's a difference of $1,500 over 5 years, just from parking money in the wrong place. Let's be real. Jhony isn't bad with money. Jhony just never learned the rules of the game, and neither did most of us. Deconstructing a financial myth. Okay, I need to stop here, because there is one belief, one almost universal financial assumption that is quietly destroying more middle-class wealth than almost anything else. Buying a home is always an investment. I'm going to be brutally honest with you. For most people in 2026, your home is a liability, not an asset. Now, before you close this video, hear me out, because the math here is actually shocking. You buy a $400,000 home. 20% down equals $80,000. 30-year mortgage at 6.8% interest equals $2,600 a month. Over 30 years, you pay $936,000 total for a $400,000 house. That's before property taxes, before maintenance, which averages 1 to 2% of home value per year, before insurance, before HOA fees. Let's be conservative. Add $600 a month in taxes, insurance, and maintenance. You're at $3,200 a month in housing costs, and you are house poor. Now, what is house poor? Spending so much on housing that you have little left for saving, investing, or emergencies, typically more than 30% of gross income on housing costs. Here's what most people don't realize. If you had rented a comparable home for $2,000 a month, which was realistic in many mid-sized cities in 2026, and invested that $1,200 monthly difference in a simple S&P 500 index fund at a historical average of 10% annual return, that's $1,200 a month invested over 30 years at 10% equals $2,280,000. Your house after 30 years might appreciate to $800,000 to $1 million in a good market. The renter-investor wins by over $1 million. Wait, let me double-check that math. Yeah, $2.28 million versus roughly $920,000 in home equity. The conventional wisdom, the thing your parents told you, the thing your coworkers tell you, is worth less than the alternative. Now, I'm not saying never buy a house. I'm saying run the actual math for your specific situation. Stop treating home ownership as automatically smart. And by the way, if you don't want to fall into the $250,000 wealth trap that most homeowners never even see coming, hit subscribe right now. This is exactly the kind of math we break down every week. The hidden math revealed. Remember I mentioned the hidden math? Here it is. It's called your effective tax rate, and it's not what most people think it is. People hear their marginal tax bracket and panic. I'm in the 22% bracket. But your effective tax rate, what you actually pay across your whole income, is usually 4 to 6 percentage points lower. Here's the thing though, the hidden math isn't just about taxes, it's about opportunity cost. Every dollar you spend is not just that dollar, it's every dollar that dollar could have become. Let's understand opportunity cost with coffee. $5 daily coffee equals $1,825 a year. Invested at 10% for 30 years equals $328,000. That's the real cost of the coffee, not $5, $328,000. Now look, I'm not telling you never to buy coffee. I'm telling you to see money the way wealthy people see money, not as a purchase, as a trade. Every dollar you spend, you are trading away its future version. The question isn't, can I afford this? The question is this worth what it will become? This is the psychological shift. This single mental reframe is the difference between the 90% and the 10%. The 4-step framework. This is where it gets really interesting, because none of this is complicated. Wealthy people don't have a secret genius. They have a system, and here's yours. Step 1. Run the real numbers on your housing. Before your next lease renewal or mortgage conversation, sit down and actually compare total cost of ownership versus renting and investing the difference. Use a rent versus buy calculator. Factor in taxes, maintenance, and opportunity cost. Make the choice with real data, not cultural programming. Step 2. Automate your asset allocation first. Before you pay a single discretionary bill, automate a transfer to your investment account. Even $200 a month. The psychology here is critical. When the money moves before you see it, lifestyle inflation cannot touch it. Set it up this week, not next week, this week. Step 3. Move idle cash to a high-yield savings account. If you have an emergency fund sitting in a standard bank savings account paying 0.3% APY, you are actively losing purchasing power to inflation. High-yield savings accounts from online banks were offering 4% plus APY going into 2026. That's a difference of $370 per year. Free money. Move it today. Step 4. Apply the opportunity cost lens. Before any purchase over $100, ask, what will this become in 10 years if I invest it instead? That $500 TV upgrade invested for 10 years at 10% equals $1,297. You are not buying a TV. You are trading $1,297 for a marginally better picture quality. Sometimes that trade is worth it, but make it consciously. Look, I want to level with you for a second. The reason 90% of people will never build real wealth has nothing to do with intelligence, nothing to do with effort. Most of you work incredibly hard. It's because nobody sat you down and showed you the actual math. The system benefits from you not knowing this. Banks profit from low-yield savings accounts. Landlords profit from renters who could have been investors. Consumer brands profit from lifestyle inflation. You are not the problem, but you are the only one who can be the solution. The compound interest that's been working against you through debt and inflation and missed investment windows, that same force can work for you, starting now, starting with $200 a month, starting with moving your emergency fund to a HYSA this afternoon. Wealth isn't a destination for lucky people, it's a direction. And every small, correct decision compounds exactly the way the bad ones have been compounding against you. You now have the math. You have the framework. The only question is, are you going to be in the 90% or the 10%? The answer to that starts today, not next paycheck, today. If this changed how you see money, share it with someone who needs to hear it. Subscribe so you don't miss next week's breakdown. And drop a comment. Which of these 4 steps are you starting first?